You are with the big story here. I'm Seher Zama. We are looking at day 9 of the lockdown. There are very stringent measures of the lockdown that each one of us have been following to the T, trying our best to remain indoors, keeping ourselves sanitized and not keeping any outside contact. But despite all of these measures, unfortunately, the numbers are rising. Let's get you the latest numbers that have come in up to this afternoon as they continue to rise. We are reporting new cases which are to the count of 139. With this, the death toll has jumped further. We are unfortunately looking at a total death toll of 50 so far. What are the total number of positive cases reported, which is about 1,965. We are inching closer to the 2,000 mark. But we're also getting in updates as far as unacceptable, obnoxious behavior which is being shown towards the doctors, towards the police as well. Remember, the police is out on the streets to keep a check on guidelines of the lockdown being respected and followed. But when they're entering certain localities, they are facing aggression by the people. Aggression to the extent that they're being attacked, stone pelted at as well. This is one such case that has come in from India's largest slum, the world's largest slum, which is in Mumbai, in Dharavi. 2 people have been arrested regarding this as well. Let's get in further inputs. Our correspondent Santya is getting us those details here. Santya, help us understand the sequence of events here on this. This is unacceptable aggression against the police because the police is out on the streets at the end of the day for our own good. Keeping indoors is for our own good. How difficult is that for people to understand?
As far as this area is concerned, Seher, quite difficult for people to understand that for sure. Right now, I am outside Dharavi police station, the place where the matter is, where the FIR is filed. So there's this one person who is already arrested by Dharavi police, and 7 to 8 people are on a run. So what happened was, in Mumbai's Dharavi area, last evening at around 6:30, there's this cop who was on duty with some of his other colleagues, and the cops and the other officials were actually requesting those who were violating lockdown guidelines to go and stay indoors because there were many people who were out there. So the cops, they were requesting these people to stay indoors, and now it was at that time that these people, the accused here, they started pelting stones at the cops, and they did not stop at that. They also used extremely abusive language against those cops, and finally, an FIR was registered, one person is arrested, but 7 to 8 people are still on a run. And this is the place where one case is already found positive. It was already found positive till yesterday. Now in Dharavi itself, there are 2 cases there, and this is a place which is highly populated and very densely populated. And in fact, one part of this area of Dharavi is already sealed by Mumbai police and
social distancing, of course, is going to be very
body
difficult
of the
to follow.
city. But
okay, but Santya, when you mentioned that 7 to 8 people here are on the run, that is also creating very dangerous circumstances. They're on the run from a locality which has just had a positive case succumbing to the corona reported, and out of that locality you have 7 to 8 people on the run now.
Yes, absolutely, Sir. And now the number has actually increased. There are 2 people who have been found from this locality. One 56-year-old patient who was from Dharavi and who actually succumbed to the virus yesterday. But now today BMC has confirmed that another person, a 52-year-old BMC sweeper who actually is a resident of Woli, but he was deputed in Dharavi area, that person has also been found positive. And these 7 to 8 people, nobody knows as of now. They have taken shelter in Dharavi only, or they have tried an escape, and they tried and went to some other area as well. Of course, yes, it is dangerous and it's absolutely unacceptable. The hardships these cops are facing only because of the irresponsible behavior of such citizens, cops who are out. In fact, when we are speaking to these cops also, sir, we are getting to know that they really don't have any fixed duty hours anymore. No shift is lesser than 12 hours. That's bare minimum. They're out on the roads. They are dealing with people. They are serving, whether it's hot, whether it's night time, it doesn't matter. 12 hours minimum is their work shift. And despite all the service, at least in Dharavi area, this is what they received. They received stone pelting. They received abusive language, and they received absolute disrespect from this area at least, unfortunately, Sahir.
All right, this is not just happening out on the streets here, Santhya. In our next report that we are getting, this is happening inside in hospitals by the patients as well. Santhya, many thanks for getting us those inputs. Now, these are incidents where coming in of doctors being attacked. Remember, doctors inside the hospital there who are treating corona positive patients here, but they're also facing the worst of the tantrums of the patients. The patients could best behave at this given point. Reports that are coming in from Delhi, doctors attending to patients, misbehaving doctors, spitting on them and abusing them as well. This is not just restricted to Delhi. These are reports, similar such incidents that have come in from Indore as well, where the doctors were literally chased away, stone pelted at in Bihar, and the police have been attacked and fired upon as well. This is a case in point that is coming in on the abuse, harassment that has been faced by ASHA workers. Remember, ASHA workers are very integral part of our social system here in working for the welfare of people. ASHA workers were heckled by a group of unidentified people in their locality. The ASHA workers say an announcement that was being made in the area, following which they were asked then to leave the premises. This is an incident that took place in Bengaluru.
ಒಳಗಡೆಯಿಂದೆಲ್ಲ ಹೊರಗಡೆ ಬಂದು ನಮ್ಮನ್ನು ಹಿಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಏನಕ್ಕೆ ಬಂದಿದ್ದೀರಾ ಏನು ಅಂತ ಗಲಾಟೆ ಮಾಡಕ್ಕೆ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು. ಗಲಾಟೆ ಮಾಡಿದ ತಕ್ಷಣ ನಾವು ಹೇಳಿದ್ವಿ ಇಲ್ಲ ಈ ಥರ ಹೀಗೆ ಇದೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದಕ್ಕೆ ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಬೈಯಕ್ಕೆ ನಮಗೆ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ, ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಯಾರು ಹೇಳಿದ್ದು ಬರೋದಕ್ಕೆ, ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಇಲ್ಲೇನು ಕೆಲಸ ಇದೆ ನಿಮಗೆ ಬರೋಕ್ಕೆ, ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಮನೆಗೆ ಹೋಗ್ತಾ ಇರಿ ಅಂತೇಳಿ ನಮ್ಮ ಬ್ಯಾಗ್ ಕಿತ್ಕೊಂಡ್ರು, ಮೊಬೈಲ್ ಕಿತ್ಕೊಂಡ್ರು, ಯಾರಿಗೂ ಫೋನ್ ಮಾಡೋಕ್ಕೆ ಬಿಟ್ಟಿಲ್ಲ. ನಮಗೆ ಅಷ್ಟು ಬೇಜಾರಾಗಿ ತುಂಬ ಜನ ಬಂದರು. ನಾವು ಇವತ್ತು 5 ವರ್ಷದಿಂದ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡ್ತಾಯಿದ್ದೀವಿ, ಇದುವರೆಗೂ ಕಷ್ಟ ಇರಲಿಲ್ಲ. ಇದು ಬಂದಮೇಲಿಂದ ಇವಾಗ ಎಲ್ಲ ಮನೆಗೆ ಹೋದ್ರೂ ಬೈದು ಕಳಿಸ್ತವ್ರೆ ನನಗೆ.
Let's get to another unfortunate case that has been reported from Indore. This is with the people of Tatpatti Bakhal, who pelted stones at the health workers. They were there to screen people, to check people's temperature and their health. If they're not showing any symptoms there, they were literally chased away. Those images are on your screen of yet another attack. Let's also get you details of the case that has been reported in Bihar. This is coming in from Munger, where people actually clashed with both the police as well as the health workers. The workers who were there in the locality to bring in a COVID suspect to a quarantine center. The people in the area complained that there are no basic facilities available at the center here. There is no proper hygiene, there is no electricity or even food. And remember, this is something that is being called by the authorities as the quarantine center. It was a protest of speaking out against the conditions of the center, but it turned violent. These are more breaking inputs coming in, emerging on as far as the city of Mysuru is concerned. These are residents of Mysuru who attended the Markaz in New Delhi. A total of 85 people who attended the event. 45 have returned and are under home quarantine. But there is still no information as far as 17 of the remaining attendees. Their whereabouts still being tracked. Remember, several have come forward and self-declared as well, while others who have been tracked down by the government and the police. There is still 17 on the list on whose details still need to be given. And the fallout of the number of positive cases that have come in from this prayer meet that happened in Nizamuddin, investigations here are further on how this meet was allowed to happen. Remember, several questions have also been raised against the Delhi police, given that this was happening right under their nose, but no action was taken at that point. This was from 13th March onwards, when it would have been easier to take an action. But now with contact tracing making this a humongous task, not just in Delhi, but for other states as well. As far as the Delhi crime branch here is investigating the case, in a manhunt, they have now launched a manhunt against the chief, the Markaz chief, Maulana Saad, who has been booked. Our correspondent Alok is getting us further inputs here on this. This is as far as investigations go. Alok, while you get us those details, we are, of course, playing out these images of the desanitization process, which is still on in the given area, with the fire department that had come in today earlier as well. But take us through inputs as far as the investigations now are concerned.
Well, definitely. In fact, the FIR copy of this whole incident has come out, and in the FIR copy, it has clearly mentioned the name of Maulana Saad. Maulana Saad is one of the prime accused in this case. He is the main organizer of this whole event. And in fact, in the FIR copy, it has clearly mentioned that the people who had organized this whole event, they had violated the order of the Delhi government. That is the 16th March order, in which the Delhi government had said that no religious gathering will be allowed in the national capital. So this kind of things that has written in the FIR. And the FIR also mentioned about the people, about the foreign nationals were present in the building. And in fact, the FIR also said on 21st of March, the Delhi police officials contacted the Markaz authorities, and they had asked them to vacate the building. But despite that, no one paid any heed. And in fact, the Maulana Saad's audio message had also come out, and in which Maulana Saad had asked the people not to follow the lockdown or not to follow the orders of the government, and to keep gathering at the Markaz building. So all these things has been written in the FIR copy, which we have access. And now the police is further proceeding in the investigation. Police said that several teams have been made, and in fact, one of the teams have also been sent to the Uttar Pradesh western part of the Uttar Pradesh area, so that they could identify the location of the Saad. However, the Saad has two houses in Delhi, one in Jamia and one in Zakir Nagar area. They have also conducted raids, but as of now, that Saad has also put out an audio message in which he has said that he is self-quarantined and he is cooperating with the investigation. But as of now, he is untraceable. Back to you.
Okay. All right. So this is what the police is saying, that he is untraceable, but he sent out this message. Alok, as you mentioned, we're going to play out that audio clip that has come in from Maulana Saad. He's said that he is not absconding. He is, in fact, under self-quarantine. Take a listen in.
नीज़ डॉक्टरों की हिदायत व इलाज का अहतमाम, हुकूमत व इंतज़ामिया का पूरा साथ देना, मसलन मजमा जमा न करना, और इन हालात में हुकूमत और इंतज़ामिया की पूरी मदद करना ज़रूरी है। बंदा अज़ ख़ुद भी दिल्ली में डॉक्टरों की हिदायत के मुताबिक अपने आप को क्वारंटाइन किए हुए है। ये एहतियाती तदाबीर यकीन, तवक्कुल, ईमान बिल्लाह के हरगिज़ ख़िलाफ़ नहीं, इसलिए इन तदाबीर का इख्तियार करना ज़रूरी है। जहाँ जहाँ भी हमारी जमातें हैं, वो वहाँ रहते हुए हुकूमत के क़वानीन की पाबंदी ज़रूर करें।
Contact tracing of this of the attendees who were part of this prayer meet in Delhi is taking place now across several states, particularly from those states that have seen large number of attendees. Remember, there has been an increase in the number of cases, even as far as Delhi is concerned, with 29 fresh cases that were reported on Wednesday connected to the Markaz.
52 में से मैं बताना चाहता हूं कि जो मरकज़ मस्जिद है उसके 53 केसेस उसमें से उसके हैं, और दिल्ली के अंदर कल जो आंकड़ा बढ़ा है वो 32 लोगों का आंकड़ा बढ़ा है, जिसमें 29 मरकज़ के थे। अभी भी दिल्ली के अंदर हमारे हॉस्पिटल्स में 700 के करीब सभी लोग सस्पेक्ट और कंफर्म केसेस हैं, जो 700 के आसपास हैं, और आज भी काफ़ी सारे लोगों की रिपोर्ट्स आने वाली हैं, बहुत बड़ी संख्या में रिपोर्ट्स आएंगी, तो उसमें लगता है उसमें नंबर बढ़ेगा।
These inputs now coming in from Bidar. This is in Karnataka, from where a lot of members of the Tablighi had attended the Markaz. 27 people identified who were attendees, out of which 11 have tested positive. Containment process is on in the district, the entire district as well, in Bidar, which had a large number of attendees. Other districts in the state now are being traced as well.
The Tablighi Jamaat congregation that was held in Nizamuddin in Delhi has become a cause of alarm for people across the country. In Karnataka, 2,500 names have been received by the Health Department and the state government from the centre about people who might have attended this congregation. 800 of these people have already been identified and screened, and about 150 swabs have been collected and also sent for testing. Now, people have been urged by the state government and the health department to come forward voluntarily on their own if they have attended this congregation in order to ensure that all safety protocol is followed. The easiest way to do this is by calling the 104 helpline if you or somebody you know had in fact attended this congregation. Well, let us help in fueling these efforts of the government and fighting this virus together, and let us be responsible. In Bengaluru, this is Neha Hebale for Mirror Now.
Our correspondent Neha Hebale was getting us those inputs here, but let's get you details coming in from the other quarantine center where the attendees of the Markaz have been kept. This is in Tughlaqabad, where they were evacuated from the Markaz building and taken into the Tughlaqabad quarantine center. Reports coming in from there that they're behaving in an unruly manner with the doctors. State of Tamil Nadu now, which has seen a steep rise in the number of positive cases. Tamil Nadu is now looking at a total tally of 234 cases reported so far, with close to 190 new coronavirus cases that have been reported just in the past 3 days. So this is a sudden spike in the curve as far as the state of Tamil Nadu is concerned only in the past 3 days. There were several who attended the Markaz prayer meet in the national capital as well, where 1,500 people from the state were part of this meet. People who were seen violating the advisory in the state of Tamil Nadu as well in this 21-day period lockdown. Several FIRs that have been put in by the police as well for those who have violated the lockdown.
Well, the Corona cop strikes again. This time he's having more items in his hand. He's carrying a club and also a shield that designed to look like the coronavirus. And in a jam-packed market, he's actually trying to enforce social distancing. He's trying to tell the people that they have to actually maintain distance. And here you could see that even though the vendors are maintaining the social distance, public unfortunately are not actually listening to them. And that's the reason over here he's standing over there carrying a shield and a club and also wearing the Corona helmet. He's just walking around the market trying to enforce social distancing. This is some kind of effort that is being carried forward by the Tamil Nadu police to enforce social distancing. With camera person Vijay Shekhar, Pramod Madhav for Mirror Now.
That's an innovative way of the police of spreading the message as far as social distancing in the wake of corona positive cases is concerned. But our correspondent Pramod Madhav with yet another report on another such busy market area. This is coming in from Villivakkam, which is in Chennai. People were out and about, busy buying essential goods here and violating the guidelines of the lockdown.
Main reason to make sure that the public are maintaining social distancing, a minimum of 3 feet. But unfortunately, even though the authorities are trying various angles to enforce social distancing on the ground, it's very difficult to find it because even in one such area, this is a market at Villivakkam, and you could see that there's such a huge crowd at this point right now. This is what the people are supposed to avoid. The general public has been constantly requested not to come together, not to be in such a huge place, because this is one major mode of transmission, and that's the reason they've been asked to.
These are breaking updates coming in as far as the FIR details against the Markaz authorities are concerned. The Markaz authorities did not inform the government of this gathering. So the FIR though states that they deliberately disobeyed directions. No one used face masks or sanitizers. They have flouted social distancing advisory. This is coming against the Markaz and how social distancing orders were in fact violated in this massive meet that had taken place. Remember, this was a meet dating back from 13th to 15th of March. We have our correspondent Alok getting us those details here. Alok, spell out the nature of violations here, which has now been spelled out by the police in this FIR.
Well, yes, definitely that we have accessed the FIR copy of this whole that event and the whole incident that happened, and in fact scared the life of so many Indians. If we talk about, and this FIR clearly mentioned that the Markaz authorities had flouted the norms of the lockdown, and in fact they deliberately did it. It is clearly mentioned that Maulana Saad, who is the chief of Markaz, he in fact put out an audio message just before a day before the lockdown on 21st of March, in which he has said that no need to follow the orders of the lockdown. You all have to come and you all have to gather for the namaz. This is one point. However, another point is also mentioned in the FIR that on 26th of March, 27th of March, 28th of March, 29th and 30th of March, Delhi police inspected the premises and they found out nobody was following any kind of social distancing or using masks or sanitizers. So this way they have completely flouted the norms or the orders of the Delhi government and also the central government. In fact, they have also mentioned about the Delhi government's order, that is the 16th of March order, in which the Delhi government had said that no place the gathering will be allowed after 16th of March till 31st of March. So all these things that is written in the FIR that clearly suggest that the Maulana and also the authorities of the Markaz that they have flouted the norms, and this is why the action should be taken against them. However, nobody has been arrested as of now.
All right. Okay, so if 16th of March violation that is being taken into account, of course, there would be many other gatherings that took place on the 16th of March as well for an FIR against other gatherings. But this is specifically against the Markaz. Alok, many thanks for getting us those details. With that, it's a wrap on the big story here. We'll continue with further inputs, getting you updates as far as coronavirus cases across the country are concerned. Thanks for being with us.